Hi everyone! So, I think this is a worthwhile topic to talk about because it seems to be a running theme within the Vocaloid community. There's I guess I'd call it a debate surrounding edgy Vocaloid songs and their value. I've jumped into discussions about this topic on Twitter before, but as it does come up from time to time, I think it's worth a video as well. So we all know what an edgy Vocaloid song looks like. I don't think I really need to go too in-depth on that. And it's somewhat subjective as to what exactly falls into that category, but as general guidelines, I think we can all agree if a song contains quite a lot of dark or dangerous themes and attempts to express that in a way that may not hit the mark 100%, this can result in the audience considering it edgy, or at the very least, immature. I think the original phrase was taken from being on the cutting edge, and it meant more something was attempting to seem cool and out there, but it's morphed a little bit into what we mean by it currently. I know there are quite a lot of users within the Vocaloid community that are tired of edgy. Me personally, I don't think I'm quite one of those people. I don't think I resonate too strongly with very dark themes in music, but I still find them enjoyable, especially when they're trying to say something. I think the meaning behind a song is probably one of the most important things to it, and I think a lot of my favourite Vocaloid songs of all time fall into that edgy category, and if you're a Vocaloid fan yourself listening to this, I'm not really sure why you wouldn't be a Vocaloid fan if you were listening to this, chances are your favourites might be considered edgy as well, but you still love them, of course. There's an audience for that in both the Japanese and the Western sides of the community, and I don't think there's really any denying that. I would certainly like to see some of the songs handle mature topics with a little more delicately, and I think this is a lot of what people mean when they say that edgy is bad. I know it kind of rubs me the wrong way personally when mental illness, in particular, when those labels get thrown around a lot, especially when the person using those labels doesn't seem to treat the condition with the respect it deserves, or even seems to understand the condition at all. They're just sort of saying, oh, this character has this condition, or this character, dissociative identity disorder being quite a popular one for that. I have seen that around a lot, and kind of bugs me a little bit. But I think if everything is handled with the correct respect, I think edgy songs can be wonderful. And there's a certain depth that you can get with them if it's done right. But then there's the question of, do you think the song has done it right or not? Some people would say yes to a song, other people would say no. It does sort of get subjective at times. So I suppose the next question I tend to ask myself is in relation to the pressure producers might feel to adhere or to avoid edgy as a label. I think some embrace it really well and have a really strong brand as a result of that. As Kira's artist, I would like to take most of the blame when it comes to any edginess in his songs. Piece of Art and The Day I Die weren't edgy at all, but then when it came to the videos, I certainly turned it into a little bit of that. And I had fun with it. I won't lie, it is fun. And it gives somewhat of a second meaning to things in a way that sort of invites people to discuss what is going on, which Kira and I both really enjoy. We like how there's a bit of double meaning to some things, in a way that the music can also be enjoyed completely on its own, as its own thing. That, of course, doesn't stop us from just enjoying putting out happy pop shit from time to time, you know? Games, of course, the song that you're watching the speed paint of the art for right now is an example of. It's definitely Kira's strength, and I think my art style seems to suit cuter, happier themes anyways. So at the end of the day, it's the quality of the music underneath everything that I think is the most important thing. It's the self-expression of the producer and potentially their extended team, and I think you can tell when the music comes from a genuine place, I think, when the topics are handled with the right level of understanding and respect, and I think edge as a metric to judge music on solely doesn't really work independent of everything else. Kira and I think will dabble here and there with it, because we don't really believe in limiting ourselves, and I am absolutely gonna remain a bad influence, there's no denying that. Like, sometimes you just have something edgy to express, and I don't think people should be ashamed to delve into that. I don't think people should define themselves by it either, but each to their own. Like I said before, some people in this community do it really well. So I think that's about it. Edginess has its place here, just like anywhere else. It has its own value, and at the end of the day, I think, well, We're all big Vocaloid loving weeaboos anyway, so there's a ton of music out there. There's pretty much something out there for everyone, which is the really cool thing about Vocaloid as a quote-unquote genre all on its own. Please go check out Kira's new song Games already if you haven't. Thank you very much for listening. I had a lot of fun rambling about this.